Be a hot one today, Cooch. Look, I'm just trying to help you, mister.
You've helped. Now, just take it easy, friend. I lost my horse. And now I'm buying your horse.
He's not for sale, mister.
Well, you'd better change your mind. I'm paying you a good price for him. Your life.
That looks about right, doesn't it?
It looks fine to me, Paul. I just wonder if little Joe's gonna like it.
Oh, why shouldn't he?
Well, he probably figures he's getting a little bit too old for surprise birthday parties.
Oh, come on now. Man's never too old to have some friends over to help him celebrate an occasion.
Well, the beef's all dressed and ready for the spit. Musicians will be here before sundown.
Good. Yeah, I think he'll be pleased.
No. No. No!
Thank you for coming.
Ah, Ben, it was a great party. You know, I haven't had so much fun since old Judge Parter married for the 4th time.
It was nice having you, Clint.
Good night, Ben. And you stop worrying, Ben.
Worrying? About what? I'm not worried.
Ben, I've known you for a long time. Little Joe, he'll make it home fine. And it was a real fine party.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank
go.
you for coming. You going somewhere?
Ain't we all?
I'm going to bed.
Paul.
I'm going to bed, and I suggest you do the same.
Paul, he's in trouble.
Wasn't that a fool thing to say? His horse could have thrown a shoe. Anything could have made him late.
Sure.
Could have stopped off in a saloon to have a drink.
Not tonight. Not with $2,000 in his saddlebags.
Now, Joseph is old enough to take care of himself. I'm not going to go out searching for him just because he's a couple of hours late. He's not a child. Besides, what if he was tired and decided to just bed down for the night in a hotel? We'd look kind of foolish going out looking for him, wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm. We'd all feel a lot better, though, wouldn't we?
I am not worried. I'll get changed.
This town is deserted. There was nothing.
You rest for a while.
I don't understand. There was nothing. There was nothing when I came here.
Please, Mr. Cartwright.
You know me?
You had some papers in your pocket. Not very ladylike, I'm afraid, but we were curious.
Yeah, but there was nothing here. I came into this town and there was nothing.
Please.
You rest now, Mr. Cartwright. Rest, please. He will live.
What did you find out about him?
Only his name. He's young and he's strong. But he carries a gun.
A lot of men carry guns. They're not all willing to use them.
I think this boy will.
And if he won't?
We've got to try. We've waited so long for someone.
Received from Little Joe Cartwright. Little Joe?
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what I get for being the youngest member of the family.
200 head of cattle, $10 a head, $2,000. That's a lot of money.
It was a lot of money. I don't have it anymore. But I'll get it back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I just had to know.
Know what?
About you. The man that just left the room.
That's my father.
About this whole town.
Martinville.
Martinville. Yesterday it wasn't Martinville. Yesterday it...
You had a head wound, and you'd been in the sun a long time without water. The sun does funny things to a man.
It does strange things, but yesterday this town was nothing. A ghost
You
town. It was
rest now.
deserted.
We'll talk again later.
I don't want to rest now, Miss...
Corman, Louise Corman. And you will rest. Doctor's orders.
Well, I don't take orders from the doctor. However, if his nurse would ask me very nicely...
She already has. And she's very strict.
She's also very pretty. All right, I'll rest. I'll rest.
How is he?
Curious, asking questions.
And you told him?
Exactly what you wanted me to tell him, nothing.
I was just getting ready to close, Mrs. O'Brien.
It's not important. I can come back. Not bad. It would make a lovely dress, don't you think? Well, not for mourning, of course. Not for a widow. But for a fiesta, yes. You are planning a fiesta, a celebration, now that your savior has arrived, your Messiah. Or is he your fatted calf?
Well, I'm gonna take another chance. Raise you 10,000.
I'll just call you.
High stakes today.
Yeah, it would be if toothpicks were money.
It was more fun this way. It makes us all feel important.
Well, now, feel important somewhere else. It's lunchtime.
Oh, come on, Louise. Really, I can't eat any more today.
Now, if the good women of Martinville can take the time to cook...
Yeah, I know, Louise. I know. Then I can take the time to eat it. Are you folks always this way to strangers?
Well, whenever we can help someone.
I know, but everybody in this town stopping by to say hello, bringing me gifts.
Anything wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It just means you've got a real swell town here. You gotta be very proud of it. Hey, wait a minute. Where are you going? The fellas left me $20,000 in the hole.
Well, here. This makes us all about even. We'll start again after lunch.
Okay, got a deal. I think the patient can sit up for a little while longer.
All right. Chicken soup, Mrs. Allison. Potato soup, Mrs. O'Leary. Beef broth, Mrs. Turner. Irish stew, and beef stew. Where do you want to start?
That's a good question. Hey, Louise, who's that?
We were talking about chicken soup.
What's going on here in Martinville?
A minute ago, you thought it was the most wonderful town in the world.
That's not the point. The day I came here...
You were ill. We've gone all over that.
Yeah, we haven't come up with any answers. You, your father, the people of this town. Where was everyone that day?
We were at a funeral. We were burying our sheriff.
A boy, not 25 years old.
We need him, Mrs. O'Brien. You should know better than anybody else how much we need him.
You expect me to cry for you?
No, we expect you not to get in the way. All of us. We may not get another chance.
But you had a chance once. What did you do with it?
Well, this time it may be different. We hope you won't get in the way.
Nobody's seen him. He certainly would have stopped here. He always did when he came this way.
What do we do now?
Backtrack some more and keep backtracking till we find him.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
Yeah, stop worrying. I feel fine.
Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright, Miss O'Brien, our late sheriff's wife.
Very pleased to meet you, Mrs. O'Brien.
Don't be pleased to meet me. Don't be pleased at anything that happens in this place. Mr. Cartwright, leave this town while you still can. Tell him, Miss Corman. Or don't you know what these people are planning? They're going to kill you, just as surely as they killed my husband.
You leave him alone. Stop saying such ridiculous things.
Wait a minute, Louise. What's she talking about?
It's nothing. Ever since her husband died, she's been imagining all sorts of things.
You poor fool. You poor misguided fool.
Black and white Pinto, huh?
That's right.
He was here, just like you described.
And?
He rode out of here yesterday morning. Said he was headed for the cantina up by Dry Bluffs.
Well, he never got there.
Well, it's not my fault.
Somewhere between here and Dry Bluffs.
All healed?
Yeah, I'll be fine, thanks to you. Now, I guess I better be going.
Why so soon?
Something I have to do.
Find that money you lost?
It was trusted to me, and I let it be taken away. I've got to try to find him. I don't know how, but I'm going to have to try. Goodbye.
Please don't leave me, little Joe. Please don't leave me.
Hey. I'll be back. Mr. Corman, Mr. Masterson, I'm leaving now. I just wish there was some way I could repay you for all you've done for me.
There is. Put that on.
You're not serious.
Oh, we're convinced that you could handle the job.
Well, that's very flattering, but...
And we're convinced that you will.
Well, I'm not a lawman, Mr. Corman.
No, but you're a man, aren't you? Well, a man pays back his debts.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, you said you owe us something. All right, we're telling you how you can pay us back.
You're telling me or you're asking me?
Whichever way you prefer. We're offering you a job. It's as simple as that.
Is it? Is it that simple? Then why don't you start by telling me what happened to your last sheriff? Why have I been warned to get out of this town?
We thought you liked the people of Martinville. We thought you might want to help us.
Help with what? Now, why doesn't somebody tell me what's going on in this town?
All right, I'll tell you.
And I'm sorry. Will you lend me a horse? Mr. Masterson? Will you sell me a horse? Thanks. Need a horse. Anybody here got a horse they want to sell?
You'll get no horse from anyone in this town, Cartwright. Stop him, Louise.
I've tried to,
Well,
Papa.
then try again.
How?
You're a woman. He likes you.
But he's also a human being.
One human being, one soul. And we're 216 now. Which is more important?
Little Joe! Little Joe, wait! Little Joe?
Oh, I got a lot of friends out there. What'd they do, hide all the livestock? All right, I walked into this town. I was in a lot worse shape. I can walk out.
We're all prisoners in this town, Little Joe. Can't you see that?
What do you mean? Who's prisoners?
His name is Felix Matthews. He drove off our livestock and he killed our sheriff. He's the leader of a band of outlaws who operate out of this town. They disappear for weeks at a time, but they always come back, and then the terror begins all over again.
But why don't they stop them?
We can't stop them. Once we might have, but it was profitable not to. They spent money here, and they let us alone. But then slowly, they became stronger and stronger, and we became weaker. And suddenly Martinville was their town.
Why didn't you tell me all this before?
Oh, I know I should have. But I wasn't sure I wanted you to get involved in our problems.
What changed your mind?
They're coming back tonight. They'll have their pockets full of money and the smell of blood in their nostrils. And do you think whiskey and food is all they want? Felix Matthews likes me. I managed to keep him away so far. But a girl gets tired, Little Joe. It's a long losing battle.
You mean that your father and the rest of this town is going to let something like that happen?
They want to stop them, Little Joe, but they're afraid. They need help. And you're the only one who can help them. What should we do, Little Joe?
Fight him! Has it ever occurred to you to fight him?
It occurred to us.
We're just not fighters, that's all.
Most men are until they have to be, till their families are threatened to their countries.
Look, all we did was ask you to help us.
You didn't ask me to do anything. You tried to trick me into taking a job I didn't know anything about.
We're asking you now, honestly and openly.
Look, no one man can do this for you. It takes the whole town, every single one of you.
We have the manpower, we have the guns. What we need is a leader.
Someone who's willing to risk his life for us.
Let's go outside. We got work to do.
Get it up in there real close.
It's not going to be nearly high enough, Cartwright. A good horse could easily jump that.
Well, that's the idea. We want him to jump it. So on the inside, we're going to fire up that coal oil and they'll be trapped. Hey, Pete, James, get that coal oil and start soaking this barricade good. You got the rifles for the roofs and the shotguns for the barricade?
I'll have them.
All right, I'll go down the other end of the street and check the other barricade.
All right.
What did you tell him? How poor you all are? How unfortunate? Or how helpless?
Do you think he would have believed the truth?
No.
Thank you for that anyway.
Then you promised him something. What, Miss Corman? Sweet nights and soft guitars for the rest of his short life? Long nights under the moonlight? The sweet smell of sage? Or was it something more down to earth? Something else that he won't receive?
Get out of here.
I thought so. You got him to fall in love with you. That's it, isn't it?
Please leave, Katie.
Why? So you can throw that boy's life away? What he doesn't know won't hurt him?
He doesn't have to die.
Doesn't he? One man against all of them.
Please, Katie, don't you see? He's all we have. He's our only chance to get out of this town. To get off these streets after so many years.
And for that, he dies. Yes, he dies. Oh, sure, they're building barricades, acting like brave men now. But you know, when the showdown comes, that boy will have no more help than my husband had when he thought he could fight back. Because even if the help were theirs to give, the people of this town just don't have it in them. They never did. They're getting exactly what they deserve.
All we can do now is wait. Want some high?
Are you sorry?
Sorry about what?
We got you involved in all of this.
No, I'd be a lot worse off if I hadn't wandered into Martinville. Be lying out on the desert somewhere dead.
Are you doing this for me?
I'm doing it, that's all that's important.
No, it isn't. You have to be doing it for the whole town. All of them.
okay if that's the way you want it.
No, it has to be that way. If not, it's all waste.
They're coming. We can hear their horses.
All right, that's far enough, Matthews.
Well, well, well. What have we here?
You know what it is and you know what it's for.
Masterson. Corman. Get up there where I can see you.
Get up here.
Are you playing games again?
Well, you see, Mr. Matthews...
Don't mister him, Corman. This isn't a game, Matthews. You're through in this town. Get that straight right now.
All right, Masterson, get this pile of junk out of the middle of the street right now. We're coming through.
This pile of junk stays.
You're gonna let this boy dig his own grave, Masterson, with his mouth.
It's my grave. Maybe.
There's no maybe about it. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Me and the boys are going to rest up for a spell, and then we'll come down. Maybe it'll be in an hour. Maybe we'll wait till sunup. Maybe not even then. Just maybe. Oh, but we'll be back. And if this barricade is still up when we get here, do you know what we're going to do then? Well, let me tell you, gentlemen. Have you ever seen a town wiped out? Taken apart, piece by piece. Well, you've got an experience in store for you, gentlemen. Think about that. Oh, and, Masterson, if you make us fight, don't waste all your ammunition on me and the boys. Save some for the women folk and the kids.
I tried to warn you.
It'll work out fine.
If you leave now, while you have the chance.
You know, you sound like you're trying to protect Felix Matthews. I thought you said he was the man that shot your husband.
He pointed the gun. He pulled the trigger, yes. But that's all. You want to know what killed my husband? Cowardice. It was the cowardice of a whole town. Fight them, my husband said. And they were all for it. Build a barricade, he said. And they ran out into the street with their chairs and their mattresses. Or did you think this idea of yours was 100% original?
This time it'll work.
Will it? It's been tried before, my friend. And do you know what happened?
They've learned their lesson, little Joe. They'll know better this time.
Have they? Look at them. They're beginning to fall apart already. And in a few hours, the barricades will come down again. And when that happens, Felix Matthews will ride in after you. And not one man in this town will lift a finger to stop him.
It's his. It's like one man on horseback and one on foot.
Yeah, going right out in the desert.
That's right.
honey, easy.
Easy, mister, easy. Now, take it easy.
Come to your senses. Can't you see it won't work?
Go on, take him inside.
He's right. It's no use. We can't win.
What do you mean he's right? You're winning. Can't you see that? You called his bluff. Matthews can't fight his way into this town.
Not now, he can't. But in a few days, a few weeks... How long can we go on living like this?
In other words, you want to quit.
No, it's not a question of quitting. It's a question of common sense. We gambled. We lost.
And you're always going to lose, Masterson. You and men like you. Because you're willing to trade your basic rights for a few stinking pennies. Then when you find out you made a bad deal, you scream you're being victimized.
Don't judge us, boy.
Why shouldn't I judge you?
Because... Well, because you don't know us. Thought we could be strong, but...
No, Corman, you thought I could be strong for you. Well, I can't, not by myself.
So we lose. Again, we lose.
And you're gonna take it just like that.
I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. I tried to tell you what kind of men they are.
It's no good. It just didn't work out.
I'm sorry, little Joe.
Oh, I lost him. Last night they were so ready to fight, now I lost him. Wait! I told you to wait! You want this barricade down? All right. I helped build it. I'll show you how to tear it down. First thing that goes is your courage. That just gets in the way. Next thing that goes is your manhood. Another thing you don't need. Concern with the safety of your women and children. It's too late for that now. All right, and here's the last thing. This is the last thing, but that's got to go too, doesn't it, gentlemen? This is your self-respect. All right, there it is. There's what's left of you. Nothing. Now Matthews can ride into this town just like he was going to a Sunday meeting. But a breach goes both ways, gentlemen. If a man can ride into it, another one can walk out, and that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this gun, and I'm gonna walk through that barricade, and I'm gonna walk down that street up to that mesa, and I'm gonna kill as many of Matthews' men as I can before they kill me. Now, is there anybody in this town man enough to join me?
But it's just plain suicide.
Maybe not. It's an old cavalry trick, Masterson. When everything seems hopeless, charge. Look, we can do it if you'll just get behind me.
Well, they'll put all of us down before we get halfway up that hill.
Oh, no, they won't, because it's the last thing they'll expect from you. Look, we can do it. Now, who's with me?
I'm with you. I'll go with you if you'll lead us.
You know I'll lead you.
Can't you see he's right? Can't you see we've got to do it? We must do it. Are you willing to go?
Yes.
How about the rest of you? The whole go! I'll go talk to the rest of the men at the other barricade.
Oh, little Joe, please be careful.
I don't want you to worry. It's gonna happen. I got too much going for me.
Little Joe, there's something you don't know about us.
All right. We're ready.
When I come back, I want to see you standing right here. Right here. All right, let's get to those rocks as quick as we can and spread out. Let's go.
Money's all there. It's in the saddlebag.
Thanks, Ma. Well, that's not Matthews. That's the man that stole my horse. I know. I built it. I turned that wagon over myself.
Joe, come on home. There's nothing here. Son, when a man knows something, deep down in his heart, when he really knows, he doesn't have to argue about it, doesn't have to prove it. Just knowing, that's enough.
poachers.
Stupid. Just for the killing. Not for food, not for anything. Just for the stupid, senseless killing.
We haven't had trouble with poachers in a long time. I wonder where these came from.
No, it's just one. See? So it's just one horse.
Yeah.
Bill, you go back and join Adam and Horse, will you? I'm gonna follow these tracks for a spell.
Look, maybe I better go with you. This fella seems pretty free with a gun.
Oh, you got a lot of work to do. Your brothers will need your help. Besides, any man do a thing like this isn't any backbone anyway. You get along, Joseph.
Sure you don't want me to go with you?
I'll be all right.
You watch yourself, Bob.
Yeah. You in there! Come on out! I'm Ben Cartwright. You've been poaching on my land. Now come on out!
Want some?
No, all I want to do is get home.
How far did you say that was from Sacramento?
When I left, it was 48 miles. I don't figure it's moved none in the last 5 years.
It's a cinch you ain't. When you get to that way station tomorrow, you can fork off to Dry Bluff. Shouldn't take you more than a day to get there.
Look, Gannon, you got us this far. That's enough. I don't need no more organizing.
Hey, come on out of it. You'll be home tomorrow.
Yeah, what kind of problem you got? You're gone 3 lousy years. What can happen to a farm?
Yeah, look at me. Had a wife, a store, a good business. Now I lost 5 years out of my life. Anybody out there?
Been shot. Guy riding him must have been shot, too.
We better get out of here.
Why should we run? We ain't done nothing.
Well, maybe not. But you still got the smell of Huntsville prison on you. We all have. It's in that suit of clothes they gave you. When they start asking questions, the finger's gonna end up pointing right here.
I've heard that. Once you've served time, they don't let you forget it. Now, it ain't gonna be like that. Not where I come from.
Well, you can stay if you want to. I'm getting out of here. Not that I got anything to hide.
Yeah, how do we know that? You was out hunting by yourself all afternoon.
Well, so were you. And you come back with game.
We all did.
Yeah, we're all in this together. So let's get out of here. We'll keep the horse. That way we'll get a little extra time in case they come looking for it.
Well, he's lame. Only thing he's gonna do is hold us up.
Well, all right. All right, let him go, but Hurry up about it. Come on, Paige, come on.
Stinking prison.
What in the world's this?
Paul went out looking for some poachers this afternoon. We were worried about him when his horse came limping in with his saddle on.
We rode back out to Oak Draw where Joe saw our Paul the last time. Found a campfire there. It looked like 2 or 3 men had been around. Found some of Paul's horse tracks there, but we didn't see no sign of our Paul.
We should have tried looking for him right away.
Joe, you can't track men in the dark. You know that. We'd have just been fumbling around out there.
Now, boys, what makes you so sure your pa's dead?
Roy, that's my pa's blood on that saddle. He was killed by some stinking lousy poacher.
Just a minute.
We found this in some ashes around the campfire.
Huntsville prison.
That's right. Roy, if my pa found men like that, convicts, poachers, they wouldn't think any more about killing him than they would shooting a deer.
I believe you're right. Boys, here's what we're going to do. First off, I'm going to wear Huntsville. I'll find out if there's any prisoners been released or escaped from there lately. Then I'm going to get a posse. And I'm going to start looking for your pa. I know it ain't going to be easy to get a posse together this time of night, but I'll get some. Believe me that. You boys can wait here.
No, Roy, we're not going to do any waiting. We're going back to the campsite. It'll be dawn by the time we get there, and we can start tracking.
Now, you just hold on. That's all right if you want to go looking for him. But if you find him, remember, that's a case for the law. You remember that.
Just get your posse together.
Howdy.
Howdy. Our name's Cartwright. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
No, but I don't answer no questions.
This is important, old man.
Look, I just mind my relay horses and mind my own business, and that's all.
Now, look, I said we want to talk to you, old man.
Now, look, you go fry a fish. I'm not scared of you.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. What's your name?
Pete's my name.
Pete. We've been riding all night. We're kind of tired. My younger brother here's a little tireder and a little touchier than the rest of us, so... What he's trying to say is that we want to buy some information.
Oh, well, that makes a mite of difference. You know, gee, this must have been my lucky day. You know, early this morning, 3 other fellas came in here, and they gave me $1, too.
Other fellas? What fellas?
Well, they rode in about dawn, and they gave me $1 to fix them up with some coffee and some beans.
Well, that's what we want to know. Now, was there another man with him, an older man with gray hair?
No, they were just young fellas, and they were in an awful hurry.
How many of them were there?
3. 3 young fellas, all hungry and all in a hurry.
What'd they look like?
Well, I don't know. You see, last week I broke my glasses, so I couldn't tell you what they looked like.
What else do you know, aside from the fact that they were young?
Let me see. Yeah, there was one. There was one they called Page. And then there was another fella, and he didn't have a coat.
What else?
Well, while they were eating their victuals, I took the horses down to the water trough to water them. And I noticed there was a rifle on one of the saddles, all covered in oilskin. I took a look at it, and it sure was a mighty fine rifle.
They had a letter C on it.
Yeah, it sure did. In silver. Does that mean something?
Yes, it does. Now, do you remember which one of them had the gun?
No. 3 men got on 3 horses and rode away. That's all.
Which way?
Oh, let me see. They went every which way.
Give us a straight answer, will you, please?
I gave you a straight answer. They all went in different directions. One fellow went up the mountain towards Kobe. Another one went west, and another went south. That's what I meant. They went every which way.
All right. This is where we split up.
Look, fella. What have they done?
They killed our pa.
They killed your pa? Well, if I'd known that, I never would have took nothing from them. Not a cent.
Now, which one do you want, Joe?
Take the one that went up to Kobe.
I'll head south.
You're gonna kill him? You're gonna kill him like they killed your pa?
Let's go.
Now, you're going to be all right, mister. You got Jacob J. Dorman's word on it.
Where am I?
Right now, you're recovering from 2 bullet wounds. Now, that one knocked you out long enough for me to get the one out of your shoulder. Yeah, I'm glad you came, too. I was hoping for some company. We still got 20 miles to Carson City.
Carson City?
Easy. I was due there the day before yesterday. You cost me almost a whole day. I found you just off the trail. I couldn't leave you to bleed to death, and I was too far behind schedule to take you all the way back to Virginia City.
I gotta get back.
Are you in trouble with the law?
No. I gotta get back to my ranch. Just outside of Virginia City. Ponderosa.
Oh, the Ponderosa. Yeah, I think I heard of that. Do you think you can get to the wagon? All right, just take it easy. Move slowly. Slowly. That's it. Slowly. There now.
Yeah,
Don't rush it.
I'm all right.
I got a friend in Carson City, a very good doctor. It might be smart to stop in and see him.
Yeah, it's too far. I gotta get back to my ranch, the Ponderosa. I'm Ben Cartwright.
Well, once we get to Carson City, I'm sure you'll be
able to...
It's too far.
My family will be worried. Oh. I gotta get back to them.
I don't know. Carson City's always been a big stop for me.
Whatever it is up there.
Well, I might lose as much as $70 or $80.
Mr. Dorman, why don't you say you might lose as much as $100 even?
Let's just say that. What's your family gonna think? You must have been gone 2 days now.
Did you say 2 days?
That's right. And I tell you, it's been a job tending you. Getting you to swallow water.
You must be out of their minds with worry. You probably think I'm dead.
Maybe they're out looking for whoever it is who shot you.
Yeah. No. Those boys of mine, they're intelligent men. They're grown men, intelligent. They wouldn't do anything rash. That oldest boy of mine, Adam, he's real calm in an emergency. Real calm.
All right, let's try it again.
I told you, mister, I don't know nothing. I just said if there was some money in it, I might be able to get a hold of someone.
Well, I've got a hold of you, and that's all I need. Now we'll try it once more. He should have come through here.
from Kansas City. Oh, you did a much better job of choosing it than I could have.
5 years wasn't enough, was it? You in that prison, and me waiting in that saloon.
What are you talking about?
There's a man in the bar looking for you. You did pull something on the way here, didn't you?
Honey, I swear to you.
Didn't you?
Well, there was this incident on the trail. It didn't amount to anything. I meant to tell you about it.
Why don't you tell me about it?
Who are you? What do you want? Tell you, I didn't do anything.
Just tell me about it.
Well, there were 3 of us, and we were taking a shortcut across this ranch.
The Ponderosa.
Yeah, that was it. But we were just passing through. And that night, this horse came wandering into our camp. He had blood in his saddle. We got scared and we ran. Now, look, mister, I don't know what the rest of them did, but I didn't do anything. I swear to you.
You knew a man was hurt, and yet you didn't go looking for him, huh?
Well, we were scared. We just got out of prison. Now, who was going to believe us? Now, look, I know maybe we did the wrong thing running like that, but... Well, I didn't know who this fellow was, riding out there at night.
That was my father. He found you poaching. You shot him. You stole his rifle. We traced his horse back to your campfire.
No, you can't prove that. You can't prove any of that. You're just trying to shake me down for money. That's what it is, honey. You run on down and get the sheriff.
You almost did it, didn't you?
No, look, mister, I was out of my mind for a minute. 5 years in prison. Just the chance of going back. Jeannie, tell him I wouldn't do anything like that.
I'm not interested in your character references.
No, please. I lost my head. I grabbed the gun.
Like maybe that was the way it happened that night, huh?
No.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll wait for you outside. You gotta come out sooner or later. And when you do, bring this with you.
Mister! Please. Now, think for a minute. Look, you think I killed your daddy and stole his gun. Now, why would I do a thing like that? What would I gain by it? Look, I got everything I want right here. I got a wife, waited and worked for me for 5 years. We're starting fresh. Now, why would I want to shoot him? For a gun? Yes, it must be a fine thing to be blessed by the Lord with 3 strong sons. Fine thing indeed. 3 strong lads could be quite a comfort to a man.
Yep. Quite a responsibility, too. Could you, get your horse to manage a livelier gait? I don't want my sons to worry more than they have to. Get up!
I thought you said that oldest boy of yours would be able to handle it. Being so smart and all.
Oh, he'll handle it all right. But if father worries him nevertheless. You tend to see in your children only what you hope you'll see, I guess. No, I don't think Adam could do anything without giving it some real deep thought. Any more than a horse could do anything without giving it some real deep feeling.
Hoss?
Yeah, my middle boy.
Hoss, huh? Strong back, I bet you, but kind of slow. Hmm?
Yeah, he's strong. But if by slow you mean slow to anger, slow to condemn, or slow to hurt living things, yeah, I guess you might say he was slow.
Doing here? Who are you?
I'm looking for a man named Page. Some folks told me you owned this place.
That's right. That's my pa you're talking about.
Your pa? Look, has your pa been off on a long trip? Just got back?
Yep. 3 years he's been away. That's why the farm looks so run down. But me and Pa, we'll have a neater and a pin soon.
Yeah. Where's your pa now?
He's working the field. What do you want to know for? You a friend of his?
Let's just say I know your pa.
Why do you say so? Where were you stationed with him?
Stationed?
Yeah. I bet it was Fort Pierce, when he was in the artillery. You're too big to be in the cavalry. He was in that, too, you know.
No, I didn't know.
My pa was away in the Army for 3 years. My uncle read me all his letters, though. So if you was at Fort Pierce with him, I'd know all about you.
Yeah, well, maybe he just forgot to mention me or something.
No, he wouldn't have. He never forgot nothing. There was a Corporal Jackson at Fort Pierce. Pa said he's pretty fat.
Look, ain't you got someplace you're supposed to be, boy?
Danny Page.
Hoss Cartwright.
I don't know. Has Pa ever mentioned that name?
Look, I knew your pa, and that's all there is to it now. Why don't you run along and pester somebody else, huh?
Sure. You staying for supper?
No, I ain't.
How come you ain't staying for supper?
Look, ain't you got nobody else you can go pester?
I told you my pa's out in the field somewheres. My uncle's in town. My ma's off on a trip.
Your ma? When's your ma gonna be back?
I don't know. She left a long time ago. Just before Pa went off to the Army.
I see.
I stayed with my uncle while my pa was in the Army. I asked him about it, but he said I wouldn't understand. But I understood all right.
You did?
Sure. Ma borrowed some money from Pa so she can go on a trip with a friend of hers from town. I think his name was Harry, but I don't remember too good. Anyways, Pa went after him to make sure they got off all right. And then he came back and went into the army. I never exactly figured out why. I guess it must have been to make some more money.
Yeah, I reckon that was it.
Hey, I think my pa's coming.
Hello, son.
Hi, Pa. A friend of yours from the army come to see you. He says his name is Hoss. Cartwright.
Can I help you?
Get the boy out of here.
What?
I said get rid of the boy.
What are you talking about?
Look, I don't want to hurt the boy. Now get rid of him.
Go in the barn, Danny.
But, Pa!
Go ahead, do like I tell you. Hurry up now. Now, what's all this about?
I'm after the man that killed my father.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's that got to do with me?
2 days ago, you and 2 other fellows from Huntsville Prison rode across our ranch. My pa caught you poaching and you shot him.
You got no proof of that.
I got all the proof I need. Now you're gonna pay for it.
But please, mister, I ain't never killed nobody.
Sure you ain't. That's the reason you spent 3 years in the penitentiary, ain't it? Because you ain't killed nobody. You killed your wife, didn't you?
You don't understand. She deserved to die.
You decided that, didn't you? Just like you decided that my pa deserved to die.
No. I spent my time for that. I ain't never gonna kill again.
Is that why you carry that gun?
Man fresh out of prison, why, he's got to be careful. People blame him for things.
Yep, that's right. Just like I'm doing right now. You better get ready to use that gun.
Now you saw my son. He's been waiting 3 years for me. What's he gonna do without a paw?
I don't know. I ain't got used to the idea myself yet. Now you get ready.
Ben, there just wasn't any other explanation. What with you missing and the horse coming back and the blood and all? Me and the posse's just scoured about every foot of that entire section looking for you.
All right, Roy, now where are the boys?
Have some coffee, Mr. Dolan. Ben, they figured that you was dry gulched, that you was dead, and they went after the 3 fellas that they figured that was responsible for... Ben, I just never seen them boys like that.
When'd they leave?
It was the night before last. In fact, I just got this telegram here from Huntsville Prison, gave me the names of the 3 men that had been released. Now, I wired the sheriffs closest to them, hoping that they'd get there in time.
Well, you know my boys better than that.
Yeah, I do. And I also know that they figured that their father had been murdered. Here, take this coffee. I'm going over and get the doc. Be good for you.
I don't know. If it was me, I'd feel pretty good knowing I had 3 boys ready to kill anyone who did me in.
No. They've been taught the exact opposite.
Then why are you worried?
I don't know. Why does any father worry? It's like when you plant seeds blind. You don't know whether they're gonna grow and keep growing long after you're past knowing and gone.
From what you tell me about your two oldest boys, it don't seem likely they're too apt to go against what they've been taught. You, didn't tell me much about your third boy.
I don't know how much I know about that third boy of mine. He's quick-tempered. Sometimes I see an anger in him that... 3 wives, 3 sons, all of them so different.
So you got doubts about what he'll do?
No. No, I guess I got doubts about me. But whether I was able to make him understand.
I'm looking for a man. Would have ridden in the last few days from the south. Come on, all I want's an answer to my question.
I couldn't tell you, mister.
Probably be without a jacket. Might be carrying a fancy rifle with a silver C on the stock. Does that help any?
I don't know. I'll tell you when to leave.
Leave him alone. He can't help you.
All right, then maybe you can help me, mister.
For heaven's sakes, none of us can help you, I tell you.
Take what you want, but leave us in peace. Everybody's here like you asked, mister.
Bartender, give me a pen and a piece of paper.
Now, look, we've been here all afternoon. Nobody's gonna tell you nothing.
My name's Joseph Cartwright. I'm writing a promissory note in the amount of $5,000. This note will be good in any bank in Virginia City. You all know the information that I'm after. The man who gives me that information will receive this money. All right, here it is. $5,000. Now, one of you is going to tell me what I want to know. You all know that. And when he does, he gets this. Every single penny of it. Just don't wait too long. I'll be outside.
Is that him?
That's the man, Colonel. We told him nothing, Colonel. He even tried to bribe us, but we told him nothing, Colonel.
and go. I'm Colonel Abel Chapin. These are Chapin men, and that's Chapin dirt you're eating. Who are you and what do you want?
I've been looking for him.
What do you want with him?
I want to kill him.
You know him? Don't lie to me, Billy.
I swear to you, Pa, I never seen him.
All right. What do you claim he did?
He killed my father. That's my father's rifle he's got with him.
It's like I told you, Pa. I bought this from one of them fellas I come back with. What call I got to steal a rifle?
I don't know, Billy. I stopped trying to give reasons for the things you've done a long time ago.
Pa, I swear to God.
If you're lying, don't make it worse by blaspheming. I'm gonna let you go.
Pa.
Shut up. I'm letting you go, but come back here and you're a dead man. Come dawn, you look around. As far as your eye can see, I'm the law. Judge, jury, and hangman. Remember that. And consider yourself lucky. Take him off the ranch and turn him loose. You're no better than to bring his lives back here again.
Look, Pa, you give me a chance at him. I'll make sure you don't ever come back.
No, stay away from him. You're protected here. Alone away from the ranch, you wouldn't have a chance against a man like that. You wouldn't even understand him.
All right, let him go. All right, I'll handle it now. You're going back to the ranch.
But the colonel said to let
I
him...
said get out!
If anything should happen to him.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to him unless he tries to escape. Now get out! Go on, move. You hear this Billy Chapin talking? Now move! Now I'm gonna do what my pa's afraid to do.
He's here. He's gonna be all right.
Hey, Paul. Paul, doggone it. I thought you was gone for sure.
No.
What happened?
Oh, some fella took a couple of shots at me. Couldn't see who it was, though.
A feller? You mean there's only one of them?
Yeah, just the one fella. Just the one. Mr. Dorman here, he found me lying on the trail. Picked me up and took me along with him, and before I come to, I was on my way to Carson City.
How are you, sir?
Your brother just told us what happened to him. How about you?
I found my man. But I couldn't go through with it. What he said to me made sense. I couldn't get it out of my mind. Couldn't do it.
What'd you do with him?
I left him with the sheriff there, holding him for an investigation.
What?
Well, pretty generally the same thing happened to me, Paul. I found my man. He had a little son, cute little fella. I just didn't have the stomach to go through with it. I don't reckon that makes a whole lot of sense.
Oh, you know, it makes a lot of sense, son.
In my business, a man can count himself lucky if he's 2/3 successful.
Little Joe ain't back.
You boys have been riding quite a bit. Why don't you get up to bed and rest up?
Well, Doc said you ought to get some sleep, too, you know, and don't worry about Joe.
He's hot-tempered, but he's still one of your sons, Paul. Why don't we all go to bed?
Look, even if Joe did find his man, and he did kill him, he did it believing that that man had killed you.
An eye for an eye. Is that what you boys have been taught to believe?
Not what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say, Adam, and I thank you for it. This is not something that little Joe has to think out. He either believes it in his heart or...
Hey. I heard something.
You've been hearing something all night.
No, but this is for real.
Coffee told me you were all right. I was afraid to believe it. How do you feel?
Fine, boy. Fine.
See, you got Paul's rifle.
So you found your man.
Yeah, I found him.
Joe?
No, Pa, I didn't kill him. Nobody deserved killing like he did, but I couldn't do it. Had your rifle pointed at him, had my finger on the trigger, but I just couldn't pull it. Maybe it was because it was your rifle. Took him to his father. He confessed. Sheriff Coffey's gonna go out and pick him up sometime tomorrow.
You look tired. Tom? I haven't paid you what I owe you.
I kind of lied to you about Carson City. Never was much of a stop for me. Never done more than $4 worth of business there in my life.
Even so, Mr. Dorman, I feel I owe you a great deal.
I've been paid.
I hope you'll come by to visit next time you pass this way.
I'll make a point of it. You're a very lucky man, Mr. Cartwright.